Hey, this is Jack with Postfly, and today we're talking about stripping and retrieval techniques. Now, there's a ton of different flies out there, and each may require a different stripping technique. When you're fishing something like a shrimp or crab, it's best to understand that they're not fast creatures. They tend to move really slowly along the bottom, they glide, and they often tick as they move. So when you're fishing a crab or shrimp fly, you're not going to be making long strips. Instead, you're going to be making short, little jolty strips. And what that's going to do is have your shrimp or crab fly kind of burst very slowly through the water, like so. Now, when you're trying to imitate any bait fish, it's important to understand that when a bait fish is being chased, it's moving quickly, it's moving erratically. So, you're stripping in your bait fish fly, and you can give it long strips like so. You can pause it and pick it back up again, or you can give it one continuous strip by stripping in your fly line like so. That said, there's really no best way to strip fly in. Best thing you can do is hit the water and try different techniques. Each area, requires a sort of different retrieval technique based on where you're fishing, whether it be a sand beach, a rocky outcrop. Best thing you could do is vary your retrieve. So what I like to personally do is I'll fish a certain retrieval technique for 5 casts. So I'll give it a really fast strip for 5 casts. If I'm not getting a response and I'm not getting a follow, okay, time to switch it up. The next go around, I'll grab my fly line with 2 hands and I'll slowly strip it in. 5 casts go by, I'm not receiving, anything from the fish. I'm gonna switch it up again and go to long, slow strips. So I just had a fish follow and I was fishing a bit heavier leader. The fish wouldn't commit, and a great strategy to use is to simply size down. So I have my post fly fluoro here, and I was initially fishing a 30-pound tippet. Now I'm actually gonna size down to 16, and my hope is that that fish will come back. We're fishing gin clear water, so this time around it may eat and take my offering. Now, if you're fishing for a really fast fish, albacore, bonita, even something in the tuna family, what you're gonna wanna do is take your rod, put it under your armpit, and with 2 hands, quickly strip your fly line in. Now, when you hook a fish, the best thing to do is keep the rod tip pointed at the fish and keep stripping until that fish takes its initial run. Make sure you're not setting it to the side or setting it up. Just keep it pointed right at the fish and give it one hard strip. Again, it all comes down to understanding, how the fish respond to your fly and, ultimately doing what the fish likes. So if you have a follow, stick with the retrieval technique that you've been doing. That said, when a fish finally eats your fly, there's a few things to remember. It's really easy to fudge a hook set on a fish, especially in the salt. A lot of times people are often stripping, the fish eats and they trout set. The best thing you could do is keep your rod tip in the water. And that prevents you from trout setting and getting excited when that fish eats. So your rod tip's in the water and that fish finally eats. All you gotta do is give it one firm, hard strip like so.